to the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast for all decision makers and action takers. Take it away, Esther.
And welcome back to another episode of the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. Today we're talking about some upcoming online marketing conferences that you can go to from the comfort of your own home or office, wherever you feel comfortable. You can attend these few conferences that we found that some of them we've attended in person, some of them we've attended online. And you can just get a feel for everything by attending these upcoming conferences. So I'm going to go first because usually I just go, well, Melanie, which one do you have? But I'm going to talk about one first. And it's probably the most upcoming one, like the most closest to the date of release of this episode. And that is Uplift Live. And I'm talking about it because Melanie hasn't actually been to this one, but I would rave about it. It is LinkedIn only. And all the speakers talk about LinkedIn and they all talk about different aspects of LinkedIn. And I've been to it in person, but they also do it online. So if you are able to get in person, it is in Birmingham, England. These are not affiliates. We don't have affiliate codes for any of these upcoming events. Maybe one or two we have affiliate codes, but we are not being paid to promote these events. These are just ones that we have heard of or we have attended and we enjoyed. So Uplift Live, you can attend online from the comfort of your own home in any time zone that you're in if you don't fancy a little trip to Birmingham, England.
And I suppose you should mention the other one that you're connected to.
Oh, I didn't even mention the date for that one. So Birmingham Uplift Live is the 26th of March. Okay, it's a Thursday, right? And then the one that I am directly connected with, and I do get affiliate links because it's my conference, is called Social Media Fest, and it is happening in Belfast, Northern Ireland on the 29th of April. And you can join us in person. Tickets are very reasonably priced, or you can join us online for even more reasonably priced ticket. And with that one, you get the recordings for the full year. So you get the experience of almost being in the room and being able to have the recordings for a full 12 months afterwards. And you get the recordings even if you go in person. So that's another bonus for going to that one.
And just remind us of the date again.
That is on Wednesday, the 29th of April. And the speakers there will be talking about everything to do with connecting, creating, and conquering social media.
Okay. Well, I think the only people that won't be able to make it, Esther, are the people that are possibly in person or online at Social Media Marketing World.
I know, dates clash.
Yes. So Social Media Marketing World this year is for the first time in Anaheim, and it's going to be from the 28th to the 30th in Anaheim, California. And unfortunately, we can't make it this year, but myself and Esther were there last year. It was
we enjoyed
just ridiculously good. And
great speakers, great attendees.
Awesome speakers, awesome vibe.
Yeah, we do like a good vibe. And it's another one that'll give you the recordings for a full year.
It will.
With the price of your ticket.
And talking of prices of tickets, they range from $497 to $647. Quite sure what the different prices are, but there you go. It's all on the website.
And like Melanie said, that's one that we attended in person last year, and I've been enjoying the recordings. Don't know about you, Melanie, but I have. It's actually one that I have been going back to and watching some, because there's so many different speakers in different rooms. You cannot physically be at all the presentations at one time. So you watch back the ones that you really, really wanted to see, or the ones that you were there for and still missed a few things. So it's good that way. Another one that we have attended in person and that we know does amazing things online. They bring the whole vibe that you would have as an in-person attendee to the online community, and that is Atomicon, and that is happening in Newcastle upon Tyne, England. And I have to say it like that because there's a Newcastle in Northern Ireland, And there's lots of Newcastles all around the world, including Australia and America and everywhere else. So specifically, and there's more than one Newcastle in England as well. So Newcastle upon Tyne in England, and that is on checking my date, 16th of June this year. So there are online tickets. There's also in-person tickets if you want to come and say hi to us. So if you want to come and say hi to us in person in Newcastle upon Tyne at Atomicon, you can come and join us there. Or, like I said, we've known people to attend the online version of it, and there's just as much energy and vibe and everything else. But again, it's
And
one
prizes.
of those ones. Yes, and prizes. And it's again one of those ones that you get access to for the whole year, because once again, there are multiple stages and multiple things happening at the one time that you cannot be in this different places at the same time. So again, another one to keep an eye out for. We didn't check up on prices for that one, but you can check the website for that one. And we hope that you come along to one of those. There's a couple others that we did spot. Now, these are only upcoming in the next 2-3 months that we found. But what was the other one you saw in America then, Melanie, at the start of June?
Well, this one wasn't so much marketing as CX, so customer experience. But it's still an essential area that we need to have a good understanding of in order to reach our audience. So this is called, and unfortunately I've never been to it, but it sounds intriguing. Nice World. Yes, Nice World, yeah. So it says, join us on June the 8th to the 10th in Orlando, Florida for the ultimate CX experience. And looking at the reviews, it sounds like it's a really good event. It's about innovations, insights, and community, which is what, frankly, we enjoy about the other events that we have previously attended, is the community and the people that you meet along the way.
Yeah.
And so
community is a large part of any event that you should go to. I mean, I was at an event recently and it was all about the community and feeling part of something. And that's what we have missed out on a lot over the last few years because of COVID and everything else. So we need to get back into that feeling of community, and going to events, whether it's in person or having to do them online, you still get that community feel. There's so many groups now. There's so many events that are opening up chats beforehand. So my own event, Social Media Fest, has a WhatsApp group. Others go Facebook group, that route, or Telegram, or, there's so many different options. But it's available so that you can network with people beforehand. And I know Atomicon is coming up. There's a table discussion week. So they'll have a whole week of extra talks and extra stuff added on top, that for all ticket holders, whether you're going in person or online, they have that so that you can start asking the questions and start thinking about building your business and start connecting with the other people in the room, because that's an event for like 1,500 people at this stage. It is impossible to meet everyone on the day of the event. So having the smaller things beforehand, Social Media Marketing World is also like 2,000, 3,000 people, something crazy like that. And if you go in person, you get different levels of access so that you can spread yourself around a little more. And I presume that's what the different prices are for the online event as well.
There's also fringe events to a lot of these. So there's fringe events to Social Media Marketing World. I think there's fringe events to Uplift Live as well. Fringe events to Atomicon. Are there fringe events to Social Media Fest?
There are.
So this is the way forward. People are just using the excuse of coming along to a conference and an event now and booking a day or two around the event so that people can meet and mingle.
And I think part of it too is that you need the time to decompress after absorbing so much information at a lot of these conferences, that you either need to take the time before the event to physically step out, step back from your office, from your day-to-day work at the computer, and just go, okay, now is the time for this event. And I'm going to go to the online Zoom room, or I'm going to go to the online chat, and just have it that you've got that little bit extra time to, first of all, unwind from your day-to-day, Second of all, network and get to know other people, and then ramp up to the rest of what you're going to be learning. And I think at Atomicon, there's even stuff on the day after the event now, because they started having the event on a Tuesday with sort of a pre-event on the Monday night, and now it's moved to there's also pre stuff on the Monday afternoon, and now pre stuff from the Sunday. So taking those extra days to really digest what you're learning and who you're meeting, and building those communities and friendships and relationships does help. Promise you.
I also like the fact that Atomicon also do an accountability follow-up as well. So a week or so later, you've got the opportunity to speak sometimes to some of the past speakers. So it's not, they've just cut and run from the day, but some of them come back as well and say, if there's any questions you have, or I think it's called an implementation day, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And I do like that model. I like that business model. So it gives you an excuse to actually come back with any questions or queries, hoping that you've actually tried to implement it. And because there's a cut-off point, you have to try before then.
Absolutely. And there's so much out there. There's so many events out there. I mean, Melanie and I have mentioned this before. We're part of Digital Women. We're part of a number of other communities. And it's not always possible to get to them in person. So when they offer the online option and you have the availability to just switch off your notifications and, cancel out your calendar for a few days to just absorb it all, I would fully go for that option, especially if you've got other issues surrounding your family or travel or anxiety or any of the things that makes it next to impossible for you to go in person to these events. I mean, if you can't take the 3 days out to go to an event, just do the online version and you get the same wonderful information. And 99% of the time, you get all the networking with it as well. Yeah. So you're not missing out on anything. But they talk about FOMO when they talk about, like if you're not in the room and all this, you can still be in the room from your own house, from your own office, from your own living room, and not feel like you're missing out.
And also, I think sometimes not being in the room is an advantage, because you're not saying, let's go and have a cup of tea, or let's go and get something to eat, and you've actually got time to absorb the information. And if you're based over here in Ireland or England, social media marketing world is at a different time zone. So you get all of the videos pre-recorded, and you can download them and watch them at any time. You can pause them, you can restart them, you can rewatch them. And that's an enormous advantage, because you can literally pick and choose the best times for you to actually watch and consume them. Whereas you're thinking, oh no, I've got to get off to this next talk, and I promised I'd pick up this and this and meet that person. And that was one thing I found quite hard going actually at Social Media Marketing World, because I knew I had all these recordings, I actually spent a lot of time meeting people. But then I wasn't there to ask questions.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So, and that's another good thing. A lot of these events will actually come to the people online to find out what their questions are.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the technology now. There is no reason for events not to have an online model as well. Even small events. I mean, Social Media Fest is not huge. It's not the 1,500. It's 150 at most, But having that online feature, we've had people join before from America because they couldn't come to the events in Ireland. We've had people sign up now from other parts of Ireland that can't come to Belfast. So the technology should help us all be in the room without being in the room. And it should help us have the ability to learn with our peers and with the other people that we want to be learning alongside. Because otherwise, you're going to be left behind. And if you live in a more rural area, or if you live somewhere where maybe there are 20 events a month in the area that you live in, but you can't decide between the ones you want to go to. Try the online version first. And then you can get a feel for what it's like, because you can usually see the inside of the room as well. And you can get a feel if people are talking to each other, if they're avoiding each other, before you make that, because it's not just a financial investment, it's a physical investment. It's a like emotional investment in a way, to step into the room with something. But if you've got that online version that you can just go to, I would try that first. And usually 99% of the time, the online versions are cheaper because you're not getting the extra things. I mean, at Atomicon, there's the post party, and there's pre-parties, and there's free drinks, and there's, free lunch.
The money's got to come from somewhere, isn't it?
Exactly. So if you're having to make your own lunch, but you get cheaper ticket, it's a win-win,
There's also another advantage one I've used before for Social Media Marketing World.
What's that?
I've bought the virtual ticket, and then they've given the discount code on the first day for Social Media Marketing World whilst you're watching it. And you can use it for the following year online or in person.
Yeah. So you can upgrade for the next year at the cheapest price.
Exactly.
And Atomicon does it too. Social Media Fest does it as well. They give out to the people who are in attendance, they give the discount code, or the scan me now and get the cheapest tickets, which won't be released for another few days. So yeah, there are many benefits for going online. And these, let me recap the ones that we mentioned. There's Uplift Live on the 26th of March. There's Social Media Marketing World from the 28th to the 30th of April. There's Social Media Fest on the 29th of April. There is CX World.
CX World, so it's Nice World.
Sorry, Nice World on the 10th of June. Or sorry, the 8th to the 10th of June. And then Atomicon on the 16th of June. So that's your next 3 months covered in terms of online events and things that you can attend without leaving your house.
And we wanted to make it as international as possible because we do have quite a large audience these days. But if there's any others that you think we should be made aware of that's coming up after June, or if it's your event that you want us to mention to our online audience, then do let us know. Send us an email or meet us in our DMs. We do pay attention. We do listen. And we'll do another one of these in a few months' time.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you get along to some of those. And if you do, drop in virtually, say hi to us, and let us know which ones you enjoyed. Until next week, bye-bye.